What is going on, guys? Top Gingy back here with Modern Monday, doing some uh, deck that I have been loving. Nadu-less Nadu. I know one of my videos got pretty good views the last time I played this. Um, Again, this is my different versions of the Spike deck list that's been going on. I have personally been loving it. So last time I was on what was it? Teamer? Yeah, Teamer. Had to think about that here. Teamer on this list. Now I've replaced the red with white, which I was kind of mad that I messed up. I should have fixed my sideboard to help with this. I think with I still had Obsidian Charmaws in the sideboard, which I play consigns for that matchup anyways. So for the Eldrazi matchup, my only swap would be putting probably some number of prismatic endings. So you have Veil of Summer. I think there's Veil of Summer, Force of Vigor. Um, I think I have Mystical Disputes instead of the Veil of Summers right now, which it can be hit or miss depending on, if there's Thoughtseize kind of decks, which, is good. But Prismatic Ending is a card that I think is going to be in there. But yeah, kind of get off that from the sideboard and everything. Right now we are playing against blue-white control, and I'm officially going to call it instead of Nadu-less Nadu because that's not really not the deck list. It is a landfall deck. Simic Landfall is the basis of it, but this is going to be Bant Landfall. So he rips a Terminus off the top, casts it, puts my stuff on the bottom. So I think we talked about this afterwards, after the game. I think him just like aggressively casting the terminuses are probably not good. Like I understand I can establish a board state, but like he could do a lot more with the deck or with terminuses. I mean, even on 6 mana, I have no way of interacting with it. But I don't know for sure. I mean, it's definitely still good. Like I mean, that slowed me down what he did because this turn I would have, played Nantuko and played land and got a 1/1. So, which would have helped me get there a lot faster. So he just has literally mono deck removal um, here, and he's prismatic. He terminus my other two creatures, and then he prismatic ending the last one or the Nantuko or Springheart Nantuko. I fetch for a breeding pool here, going and get a Risen Reef, get my trigger happening. I just now realized the video is messed up. I'm sorry about that. Let's get that fixed right away. It is like super zoomed. Is it the way it's recorded? Hmm. Maybe I had it right. I guess I had it right. Huh. Think maybe it might have been the way I have it recorded. Feels very zoomed. I don't feel like I have a lot of space there. I don't know what happened there. Um, is there a way I can change the do 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 do? Does that change anything? No, that didn't change anything. Anyways, um, yeah, I got off topic here, but this is really just like with blue white control, it's just like a trade of resources, and I think ultimately, at any time he could like respawn. I trade for resources really well here, um, so we just kind of constantly get to keep doing uh, like what we want to do while ramping. So as you can see, he's got a Teferi out, which kind of messes with me because I don't have anything. So I'm just trying to like bait out the counter spell. I kind of figured he had it. I was hoping he'd hit the Lotus Cobra. He knew I had a Risen Reef in hand. But I need this Lotus Cobra to stay out so we can try to work on getting rid of this Teferi, which he just, just had all the removal. I mean, like 1, 2, 3 removal and a counter spell and Terminus. I don't even know how he wins the game. So we're gonna see here. So for 4, so it's for 3. So Chord of Calling for X is 3. Go get a Nissa. So this is where, okay, so this is the interaction where people mess up a lot. So just so we're clear, so the timing that he is supposed to do this is that he's supposed to wait for me to fetch and then Path to Exile. So this way I never get the search and I don't get anything. I don't get the other mana either. So my thought was is I was just gonna land an endurance here, after whatever he did. So because of the interaction and the way he did it, I gained the most value of getting the mana here. So because there was 2 landfall triggers before the spell ever resolved, so 2 triggers would go on the stack no matter what. So which was nice. I got another one, so I was just like, yeah, I'll just play another one. So he is out of cards. He bounces my Nissa, draw a card, has a land, 1 card in hand. I think we're in a really good spot here. So this nice handy dandy wall of roots. It's always +2. So play the Nissa, see if he has anything. He doesn't. So we have 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's another Chord of Calling. So we do 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I mean, like this is where we get the most value. And he ripped a Solitude. Like this game was 100% nuts. I don't think Titania was the answer, to be honest. I know Titania's good, and he wasn't on the verge of dying. Like he'd barely taken any life. I think Nissa was really the answer because that is my card engine. So like I'm gonna make mana, and I'm gonna go probably get a Risen Reef here and be able to cast it. And all he has is a Solitude out. So I make the green blue mana, and then I have high odds. I mean, I already have 2 Nissas down, so I have high odds of hitting a Risen Reef. So boom, hit the Risen Reef, cast it, get the trigger, and so yeah. So now he's just reading the card. I drew the land for turn. I could have played it, got mana, yada yada. But like, I for sure wanted to make sure I got another Nissa trigger. So, yeah, that's the other unfortunate thing is that I don't think he's lost anything, but whoops, go down here. I think I had 3 fetches and then this, and then he was at 23. Roughly, I don't know, he might be less than that. I think he might be like 18 after like some fetches. So we got 1, 2 fetches at least. Don't know if 1 was a shock. So that'd have been at 18, so he'd be at 21. So do another Nissa hit here. Get another Nissa. Do this. He is at 2 mana. I believe he bought purchased the Kihira. And then we just have another Chord of Calling. I forget what I get here. Oh, I think this is the Elishnorn. I think I go and get Elishnorn so we can try to start going off. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we do for 5 because I'm like, okay, this just like eliminates everything that he can do, like especially Solitude, which is like primary removal and is out. So Terminus is like his best thing. I attack here, and then yeah, like I have Endurance, which is going to give me double Risen Reef triggers and double Shuffle triggers. So this is why I went for Bant. Elishnorn was the big one. I think she has been insane. She's really good in the meta right now. She stops Titan, which is a main deck. She does stop Breach. I don't know if she's fast enough to stop Breach, but she does stop it. Because she stops the ETB for the... I forget the name of the card now. The artifact that you sacrifice an artifact, and then whenever 1 comes in, it untaps. Grinding Station. Wow. Words are tough. But yeah, grinding station, so because it's an ETB trigger, so it stops that. It also stops black white, which is another big deck right now. So a lot of big ETBs in the meta, and it's really good. And a lot of people are playing Torpor Orb, so I'm playing my own Torpor Orb that I can actually go fetch off of Court of Calling. So because Court of Calling gets any creature. And this is my new favorite drink I want to tell everyone about. Canada Dry Blackberry. If you are a fan of Canada Dry ginger ales and you like the taste of blackberry, this is the soda for you. Very crisp, very delicious. I love it very much. So, um, so yep, starting off. So I will say one of the most recent changes. We got the Grazer out here, but one of the most recent changes was um, Spike went back to the Flare of Cultivations for the very fast starts, and I do agree it's very fast starts, but my notice and my understanding of playing the deck is that without having the 0/5, it's not a good blocker for these aggro decks, which you'll see I do play an aggro deck, that was a problem, but they had a lot of flyers. And um, it's really good for the aggro decks, and it's also like really great. It's like really great for Court of Calling. So this was another. So the last one wasn't bad, but this was the one where me and him both talked about it, and we agreed he probably shouldn't have casted it. It was only for an arboreal grazer, and it wasn't worth it. So um, so yeah, we just decided to, or that's what he determined, and now he was finally like, I got 3 lands. Here we go. Now I have counterspell up, and I'm like, yeah, kind of a little late for that. So where are we deciding? I think we have an Antuco. Yeah, I think we just go for the bestow here. I mean, like it makes the most sense. So I'm like, if he has the removal spell or the counter spell, he was asking me how the interaction works if he kills it, and I'm just letting him know that it just basically falls off. So so he Path to Exiles. This comes in. So I'm pretty sure if anyone wants to iterate with me, um, right? It's on the stack. It dies, so it's targeted. So yeah, I don't get a 1/1. I'm pretty sure. So, which I think I did that correctly. I was just about to think, did I miss getting a 1/1 there? So I have a surveil, and I get a 1/1 dude. I do need to get some 1/1s for this. I've really been loving this deck. Again, I just want people to know it's just not your typical deck. I think I want to put some prismatic endings in the sideboard just for the really aggro matchups, and I need some interaction. So, hang on one second. I need to text back my lovely, beautiful girlfriend. Uh, she's just wanting to know about dinner. I guess that's something we need to take care of, right? Tell her we can go get dinner in 15 minutes. That's probably how long it'll take me to finish recording this. Um, so yeah, so got the Nantuko, and uh, and now we're Green Sun Zenithing for 3, which I'm really surprised that he let this resolve, but I guess he doesn't have anything. I mean, getting the Green Sun Zenith to happen. So again, I think this is the interaction where he messes up. I'm like, trigger, get the mana. Or maybe he doesn't. I don't know. He's not reacted yet, so I'm like, fetch. So he doesn't have anything. I mean, I felt like he should have had something if he did right there. I mean, that was like the prime opportunity. So, and then yeah, we just make 2 more mana, make another dude, and like, this is the value that the deck has if you don't have interaction. It it really just keeps escalating. And so now with this, I mean, I have 2 mana floating from the Landfall triggers because of Nissa. So this is where I'm just like, so do I go for the value or do I resolve the Titania? And I didn't because I was like thinking he was holding up the counter spell, and I already had a really good board state, and I didn't want to get Terminus. So I was like, I think I'm like, I have a clock on him, and there's no reason for me to overcommit my Titania to like, keep my gain here. So Brain Surge is a card. I will say that. I think Stock Up might be better still, but with like these miracle cards and everything, Brain Surge, I mean, draw four, put two back, so I'm pretty sure it's kind of nuts. I am surprised people haven't been playing it sooner, but you really got to have your fetches so you can filter out these draws. I think they need to be playing a lot of fetches in the deck. So we are casting Solitude, um, pitching a Path to Exile, and I had brought in Mystical Disputes, and yeah, I mean, what is that? Two for four? I mean, I think that's a good trade for me. So I think he just has to do it to try to slow down my value. But I mean, he knows I have Titania coming, so we'll see what happens here. So I'm gonna bestow my dude, where I'm gonna try to get in for maximum value. Um, Trigger. I'm gonna make another copy of my guy, and yeah, I'm gonna gain. I'm just trying to get a board state at this point. I just want to maximize on going wide and keeping value cards in my hand because I still have the Titania. So so we get to attack here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I said 8 at one point. I don't know why, because I think I went like 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. That's what we were double counting, and I was like, oh, my bad. The land count is at 26. I feel like I have messed with it a little bit. I feel like you can be between 25 and 26. 26 does feel right. You do probably need about 12 fetches, so you get those landfall triggers. It's super important. Um, a card that you could play, which is the one he's playing, is a Field of Ruin type card, um, to where you can get those double landfall triggers while still having like a land, but I don't know if that's right. I mean, you have double green and everything, so but yeah, that's what I was trying to wait for, having the board wipe and stuff. So he only has 1 mana up, so I'm gonna get the Titania here and cast it, and he goes to Solitude, and I fetch. So this is where I told him he pitched his card, and I think he pitched. Oh yeah, it was Teferi. I think he should have just waited. Like I know I would have got another 5/3. He's at 11 life, but on his turn he would have been able to cast a 3/2, right? Killing my Titania. I have two 5/3s out. Um, and then if I attack, he gets to block one of them, gaining 3 life and taking 5, so it really only takes 2. And then the next turn he gets to play Teferi and just get rid of the other token, and he gets to draw a card. And I feel like that just puts him in a really good spot. So instead of 2-for-1ing himself here, I think there was no pressure for him to have to like take out my Titania and minimize a 3-drop, because he would have gained a lot more value. Because now, I mean, he's very very low on resources, so I think he has 5 mana we can't see off board. Yeah, so he has 2 more mana and he just picks up Kihira here. So, and I drew Sylvan Safekeeper. I had not much cards. As you can see, I got 2 lands and I draw a Sylvan Safekeeper. So it's probably the best thing for me. So this is a very, very close game. Like a very couple of draws can change the output of this game here. So this is where I was like, okay, I get to put him to 1. Um, or 2, I think. So I think it was 2, maybe 1. And my thought process is it makes any fetch that he draws not a good card. So, and then again here, let's see, it goes to my turn, and we're just drawing all the lands. So he solitudes. Again, I think the right answer is the endurance, not my 5/3, just because of um, the life gain. Like, there's no reason to give me 5 life. Give me 3 life. It's ultimately the same thing. I mean, a 3/2 blocks the 5/3 just as fine. So, and he's just got a 3/2 with vigilance. Just keeps on getting in. Uh, shout out to my shout out just because I live here in Tennessee. Shout out to them. I know they just made it to the Tennessee Vols. They just made it to the Sweet 16 in oh in the March Madness event. So hopefully we'll see them take it all the way. That's the goal. I'm not a huge sports fan, so if you start jumping in and saying sports stuff, I'm gonna be like, huh? I just I just support teams that where I live. Like when I used to live in Indiana at some point, I supported the Indiana teams. So that's just how we do it. But as of right now, kind of in a bad spot. This is where I'm at a point where I just had to like hold resources, take my I mean, I had a lot of life. So this is where I was just like, we just need to slam stuff. And funny enough is that he has a 3-2 and I'm still ahead. So even if I attack with my 2-1 here, I mean, at a certain point he's just going to have to block and take him. So Jace the Mind Sculptor is what has landed. I don't know why my videos look like this, so I'm really sorry about that. I'm hoping that next time I can uh, get that fixed. I think it was the orientation in which I had my phone. So I'm hoping that my other videos aren't going to be like this, but the next three might be, unfortunately. So I need to make sure I fix that. Let's see. Yep, dropping a spell snare. Not really a good one at this point. So he resolves a Jace. He has 1 mana, and I cast a Risen Reef just to bait it out. He doesn't have anything, so this is where I count the mana. So I have 1, and then 1, 2, 3. Oh, he does have the counter spell. So this is where we're fighting it. So he has the Jace out. So maybe it wasn't this turn. I do have the Crater Hoof in hand. So I think I was trying to get another Risen Reef. So I was just like, yeah, well, I think we attack here, and I end up attacking Jace. I know he was low on life, but I think Jace is like the card that I want to like keep the pressure down on it. So Kihira? No, you can't put Kihira in here because you have Nissa. I was about to say, I could put Kihira in the sideboard? Nah, that'd be sweet though. If only that card would be so good. Uh, if I'm playing Bant, maybe we could get some Solitudes in the sideboard actually for the creature removal. It'd feel pretty good having Risen Reeves and stuff. So might be a possibility. Might be a possibility. We'll see. Just to have something against what's it called, like Boros and stuff. But this is where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get a creature. So he still has the Jace out, has 1 card in hand, and this is where I'm like, okay, he doesn't have a removal spell. So I'm just like, all right, Crater of Behemoth. And I'm like, do you got anything? You got this? Like, he's like, I got another Jace. You got it. He's like, is that a Crater Hoof Behemoth? Like, love it. This is the funnest card to cast, and you guys will get to see in the later games. Like, I'm just saying, think of the possibilities of Crater Hoof Behemoth with other cards in my deck that I've recently added. So if you've made it here, think about that before you go to my next videos. But if you've made it this far, you guys know what I always say. If you could like, subscribe, comment on my videos, I would appreciate it. I love the support and the feedback. I know I've had some great feedback about my uh, intros and everything that I've done. So yes, if there's anything else, guys, please let me know. I want to keep growing, keep going. So y'all have a good one, and Top Gingy's out. Peace.